All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises and infinite glory unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachab Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And also peace and safety to the Akim that spread across the four corners of the world. That's pushing out this truth with all diligence and also putting their lives on the line to do so. I'm the brother Karatza out of Great Millstone, Atlanta, back at you again with another lesson. Going into the topic of bearing another one's burdens, because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai called us into his ministry, you know, with like-minded men, and according to Sirach, the second chapter, we are going to go through certain things, and it's it's on you, to call, upon the IQ, you know, uh, that surrounds you, the IQ, period, when, in matters of need, whether it's physical or spiritual. Just doing a lesson with the brother or just having a conversation, or you're seeking counsel, whatever it is, the Lord, put brothers beside us, to where, they're able to give their help. Normally, just grab a couple scriptures, just going into, touching around that topic, so to speak. And, Aparatazar, this lesson is edifying. I'm going to start off in Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, I, therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called. And that word beseech, another word, beseech is to beg. Verse 2, it says, with all lowliness and meekness, which is, fruits of the Spirit, you know, uh, the Lord, wants us to walk with all lowliness and meekness. That's a key, that's one of the main key ingredients to have, as yeah, as an elect member, is being meek, humble, lowly, resembling, Yahweh Shai coming, riding upon the coal of an ass. You know, um, Verse 2, it says, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, for, forbearing one another in love. See, that's the point I wanted to get, is the forbearing one another in love. I'm going to grab this word forbearing here. G430 is and in code, and it says to hold up, to hold oneself erect and firm, to sustain, sustain, to bear, or to endure. You see, so we're required, to hold one another up, you know, and hold one another according, to the ways that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, told us, not, the ways of the world. But and I say that because the major saying, in the world is, I'm with you, whether you're, right or wrong. If a man continues to go, down, the wrong path, and you try to help him and pull him out of that fire, he still, doesn't listen. He still doesn't, takes, the counsel or, the words that you tell him. You're not, no, you're not supposed to be with that. You know, you're supposed to, hold one another accountable, for the things that we're doing. All right. And that goes, for me as well, you know. So it says, verse 2, I'm going to reread verse 2. It says, with all lowliness and meekness, with suffering, with long suffering, which is patience, forbearing one another in love. You see, I'm going to read this in the same verse, in the BBE as well. It says, with all gentle and quiet behavior, and taking whatever comes, putting up with one another in love. You see, so we're supposed to take whatever comes with the truth, and put up with it, you know, and deal with it accordingly. All right, and whether it saves their lives, or your life, or whether you're kicked out of the congregation. However it comes, we're supposed to, put up with it, because the elect, has, the elect has to be sealed. You see? So from that verse, I'm gonna go to First Corinthians chapter 13, uh, and verse 4. Going into charity, because the scripture says charity covers, a multitude of sin. All right, and when you look into that word charity, it means what? Affection, goodwill, love, benevolence, brotherly love. You see, so brotherly love, covers the multitudes of sin. And that's why it's important to treat every man, as he's, a servant of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. The scripture tells us about offending the little ones. All right, but usurping authority over one another, man. All right, that's not how we are to move. Okay, so let me read this verse in First Corinthians 13, verse 4. It says, charity suffereth long and is kind. It says, charity envieth not, charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up. All right. So this is, speaking of brotherly love, man. You know. So if you're that's why I read the scripture in Ephesians 4th chapter on being low and meek and humble. All right, because if you're in that state of mind, you will easily find it, to help someone out or for someone to help you out. You know, just as someone comes to you for direction, you should be for direction. You should be able to go to somebody else, for direction or whatever it is that's weighing on your spirit. Wherever whatever it is, you know. That's why we have charity, man. And the world doesn't teach us that. The world doesn't teach charity or brotherly love. It's all about dividing one another, hate. You know, envy, jealousy, pride. The world teaches everything that the scriptures is against. That's why we're not supposed to be a part of it. All right. We read that verse again, First Corinthians 13 and 4. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, do not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. You see, so charity never fails, man. Like the scriptures say. You know, and that's why when you see a very charitable brother, he always is in good spirits. You know, You never see him, down and out. A brother here, elder brother Rod, he's great in charity here. And whenever you see him, you just see his spirit, it just uplifts you, man. Because he cares for the brothers that's around him. You know, like I said earlier, whether it be something, physical, or, spiritual, man. You know, let me get this last verse. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such as one in the spirit of meekness. You see, that's why I said earlier it's important to be meek and humble, because, we are going to fall in this truth. All right. We are going to make mistakes, you know, we are going to suffer. We are going to, go through things, you know, the man is going to be at fault, you know, but it says, ye which are spiritual, like the scripture says, a spiritual man, everything is to the spiritual man, everything is spiritual. All right. It says, restore such as one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. You see, so you should, consider yourself, when you see, other brothers going through certain things as well. It says, verse 2, bear ye one another's burdens and